And Officer Waldman with a few questions about you personally. Can you tell us where you were born?
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
What kind of education did you receive?
I was a below average student, but I graduated from high school in 1966.
What did you do after graduation?
I joined the police for the Boston, Massachusetts Police Force and went to the Boston, Massachusetts Police Academy.
And what have you done since that time?
I've been a police officer ever since.
Where have you been a police officer since then?
Boston, Buffalo, St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, Flint, Michigan, Springfield, Illinois, and then Chicago.
Have you ever had any problems at any of these police stations, departments?
I was reprimanded 3 times for use of excessive force.
And when were those reprimands issued?
There's one in Boston, Buffalo, and Springfield, Missouri.
And the last one was in Springfield, Missouri then?
Yes, it was.
Do you remember when that was?
Not exactly. I left Springfield in '78, so it would be before that.
So your last reprimand for excessive use of force, just to be clear, was prior to 1978?
Yes, it was.
Okay. You said that you're currently with the Chicago Police Department. How long have you been with the Chicago Police Department in December of '96?
8 years.
Okay. Can you tell us what duty you worked at the Chicago Police Department?
I worked as a uniform patrol officer, as a warrant assignment, non-uniform, and also the anti-crime non-uniform.
Okay. Can you tell us what your duty assignment was in December of '96?
I was working the non-uniform anti-crime.
Told us a little bit about yourself and your work experience. Let's move on and discuss your training. You mentioned earlier that you attended the Boston Police Academy. Was that before or after you were given your badge?
After.
When you were at the Boston Police Academy, did you receive training in the use of firearms?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you receive training in the use of deadly force?
Yes, I did.
Did that training specifically include when to use deadly force?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember if you were given any training on when not to use deadly force?
I don't recall exactly.
Okay. Officer Waldman, are you familiar with this page from the Chicago Police Department Training Manual discussing the use of deadly force?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you also familiar with this general order from the Chicago Police Department discussing the use of deadly force by officers?
Yes, I am.
Were both of these discussions of the use of deadly force in effect at the time that the incident occurred in December of '96?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And you were aware of what was in them and what was required of you as a police officer?
Yes, I was.
Okay. About your training experience, let's walk through what actually happened leading up to the shooting on Evergreen Avenue. What duty assignment did you have?
For the 14th District, we were patrolling.
Okay. What specific duty assignment did you have in the 14th District?
We were on non-uniform anti-crime.
Okay.
And we were patrolling the Humboldt Park area and Rockwell Division in California Street.
Okay. So the 14th District is in the Humboldt Park area then?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Were you by yourself that night?
I was with my partner, Officer Levy.
Okay. And how long had you and Officer Levy been partners at this point?
Less than a year.
Okay. And you mentioned that you were patrolling. Were you and Officer Levy on foot?
We were in unmarked squad car.
Okay. Do you remember what type of car it was?
I believe it was a Chevy.
Okay. So you and Officer Levy were in your unmarked car and you were patrolling the area. What happened at that time?
We were notified of a burglary in progress near the corner of Rockwell and Division Street. So.
Okay. Let's back up just a little bit. What shift were you working that night?
We were working 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
And where in this shift did that call occur?
Was somewhere around 3 to 4 a.m.
Okay. And so at that time, between 3 to 4 a.m., you were called to the scene. And the scene was where?
It's near the corner of Division and Rockwell.
Okay. And what did you do when you arrived at the corner of Division and Rockwell?
We Basically, we proceeded on to look for the perpetrator.
Did you proceed on foot?
No, we proceeded in our car.
Okay, can you tell us where you went in your car as you were looking for the perpetrator?
We went west on Division Street, heading towards Humboldt Park.
Okay, and how fast were you moving?
Not very fast, about 10 miles an hour or so.
Why were you driving so slowly?
Just keeping an eye out, looking for anything suspicious, any shadows, and thinking of things or so.
Okay. How far up Division Street did you go?
We proceeded to California, where it intersects California Avenue, and turned right.
Onto
California Avenue.
Okay, so then you turned right on California Avenue. You were still driving slowly?
Yes, we were.
Okay, and what happened at that point?
We proceeded down California Avenue until Evergreen Street, and then turned right on Evergreen.
Okay, why did you turn right on Evergreen?
To head back towards Rockwell and then continue to close off our route.
Okay, Officer Waldman, I have here a map of the area in question. Would you, for our benefit, trace the route that you took?
Okay. Mid-Division, California, up California, down to Evergreen.
Okay, now, after you turned on to Evergreen, what happened?
About a quarter of a block or so down, another car turned in behind us and started.
What was this other car doing?
He was tailing us pretty close, and then he had.
Was he doing anything else?
He was honking on his horn, mashing his horn.
How far did he follow you?
For about a quarter of a block or so.
Okay. And then what did you do?
I told Officer Levy just to, pull over, get out of the way so we could pass us by, and we continue our search.
Okay. So Officer Levy was driving?
Yes, he was.
What did Officer Levy do?
He pulled over and to allow the other car to pass.
Now, is Evergreen Street a one-way street?
Yes, it is.
And so he just pulled over to park on the side of the street?
Yes, he did.
Okay. What did the driver of the other car do at this point?
At this point, he pulled around past us and then angled his car in front of our parked car so that we could not proceed.
What did the driver of the other car do?
Pretty much right as he parked, he hopped out of his car and started running around the end of his vehicle.
Okay, so he was running around the end of his vehicle coming towards your vehicle?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Did Officer Levy, did either you or Officer Levy see Mr. Ramirez's hands at this time?
I did not.
Okay. Did Officer Levy get out of his car?
There was at a point, yes, he did.
Okay. And did Officer Levy, what did
he didn't seem to alter his progress.
Okay. Then what happened?
As the other driver rushed Officer Levy and engaged him in physical contact.
What did you do at this point?
At this point, I'm getting on the other side of the car.
What are you seeing as you get out of the car?
As I get out of the car, I look over the top of the car and I see the other driver engaged with Officer Levy, and I see a knife. He has a knife in his right hand.
Okay. And so you're getting out of the car. After you get out of the car, then what did you do?
After I start proceeding around the end of our vehicle, to come to my partner's aid.
Okay. When, between the time of you getting out of the car and you coming around the car to your partner's aid, did you pull your gun?
It was pretty much right as I started to head around the vehicle.
Okay. And what did you do as you went around the vehicle?
I think I yelled police, notified